Everybody doing today? I am so glad to be here. I am impressed at the channel. I'm impressed with just everything that's going on. And if you've clicked on the video and if you've clicked on the live stream, then you know what I'm here to talk about. And that, my dear friends, is the RP so far. It's still going. It's crazy. Like, my brain's gonna overload. It's insane. It's been going on for so long. Oh my gosh. 113 subscribers with 65 videos. I'm very proud of this channel, where we've came, what we've done, the things, the history, the hello, what's up, bro, how you doing? But I'm very, very impressed on how everybody has done everything, and I'm very, very surprised that this is just where we are. So I'm proud to present that the RP has had its ups and downs, but we have had, how do I say this? It's gotten better. It's gotten better since the Reaper Wars. Reaper Wars were terrible. Everybody already knows about that. So basically, to sum it all up, the Reapers left, right? So they leave, no longer a threat. But they leave this virus behind. So we're like, what the world? So dying and dropping bodies, and then finally we are able to create a cure for this virus. Now, that's pretty important that, you know, we have this cure. So we're trying to get this cure, and we actually do it. And we distribute it to the world. We did it. We actually stopped the zombie virus. So the zombie virus is now gone. Humanity was actually rebuilding itself. Like, we were rebuilding our skyscrapers, we were rebuilding whatever that may be. And I thought it was pretty cool. But somebody, not gonna say who, we're still not 100% confirmed on who did it, started messing with the virus. And surprisingly, I will go out and tell you, it was not Umbrella Corps. I say again, it was not. That's pretty crazy. They start messing with the virus and another outbreak starts. Worse than the one before, because now they have these mutated creatures with these night crawlers and these huge big monsters called X-Type. It's just crazy. And the city, so now you're like one of the last remaining people, right? One of the last remaining humans to ever. But then you find the city of Bricksburg, the legendary city that everybody knows, back on PS3, the legendary Bricksburg. So Bricksburg has fallen, and you enter it, and you're looking around for any survivors. And then you meet Max. And Max is a pretty epic dude. He's basically he's an older man, but basically you walk into him and you're like, "Yo, man, what's up? Hey, you good?" And people are like, could we be friends? You know, do we have to be enemies? And he was like, okay, yeah, we could start something. So it took us a little while to become friends with Max. It wasn't like a huge, like, oh my god, this will be super hard, this is gonna be, oh my. But Max came out to be pretty useful, because the first place we had was a white building near downtown, but it was by the airport of Bricksburg. And so Max and the players went down there and they started building their base, and my brother hopped on a bit. He started playing. They had some fun there. So they continued doing some stuff all over the map. You know, it was a brand new map. Zombies were everywhere. Everybody was having fun. Care packages would drop out of the sky. But then we picked something up on the radio. So players are chilling, they're doing their thing, and they see these military Apaches fly over, huge military helicopters, and they say WHO, so they're the WHO. That's what the corporation's called. It's called WHO. And the WHO, the World Health Organization, drops in and there's this building called the WHO HQ, and it's been abandoned just like the rest of the buildings, but they bring that building back online. So they actually are able to redirect the power from the city mainframe to that building, if y'all know what I'm talking about. So they get that place suited up. They build walls, they get their trucks out, they get tanks, guns, you name it. They brought out the fucking army. So the army's there, and they're like, we provide food and shelter, safety and security, blah 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 blah. And they're like, holy cow. So they go investigate, and it was not good. It was not. They were like, go away, you must have a military key card. So then everybody's trying to find this fucking key card. So then the player just continues looking around, continues playing the game. I'm gonna pursue that guy over there. Continues looking around, and it took them a good while before they finally found it. There was one in particular player though that he took it to the limits, and I respect that. So he takes it to the next level, and I'm like, what you doing? And he like, I'm going in, and I'm like, okay. So he goes in, and he goes to downtown, and inside of downtown there's this huge like infection zone, and inside the infection zone there's like bad stuff, like I said, the X-types and the night crawlers and stuff, and he fought his way through tooth to nail, bro. He did it. He whooped the ass. So he does that. He gets it all over with, and he starts going up, like he starts climbing, and I'm like, where do you think you're going? And he's like, maybe it's not on the ground, maybe it's actually up on the skyscrapers and on the roof and everything. And I was like, oh, good thinking. So he starts checking it out, and he starts going up, and he starts looking around, and sooner or later he has like an overview, guys, of like the entire city. And he's like, and it's like epic, and he's like, whoa, this is really cool. And so that happens, but he jumps over from Calypso Industries over to the Empire State Building, which is almost in the direct center of downtown. Like, it's super close. And when he gets on that, there's this hole in the building, and he goes in there, and then guess what he finds? You guessed it, the key card. So he has the key card. He tells everybody to get online. He's like, guys, I got the key card. So everybody gets up onto the key card. Everybody's doing good. And they go to the WHO, and they're like, yo, what's up, bro? How you doing, bro? And they're like, okay, bro, how you doing? Let's see that key card. And they're like, cha-ching, and they get to go in. So they go in, and they get to see the camp. They get to see where some of the survivors were chilling. They only get to see the lower levels, but they don't get to go in the tower yet. And they were like, why won't you let us in the tower? And they're like, we have stuff up there that's not necessary. So they're like, okay, at least they let us in. And then they had this chest, I'm pretty sure, that had like a lot of good stuff in it that would like switch back and forth from being like items or food, or like it would be one or the other, if that makes sense. So you had, but if you took too many of them, I'm pretty sure it wouldn't refill for a long time. So you had to be very wise on when you took the items, because sometimes it would be weapons, sometimes it would be armor, sometimes it'll be food, yeah, that kind of vibe. Anyways, so they have that. Then the map updated again, and people were like, what's the update? And you were able to call in airstrikes, you were able to call in helicopters. It was super cool. People really liked that. We called in maybe 2 helicopters out of the entire update, and it was a lot of fun. Then my brother hopped on again. He updated the base. He actually put a wooden souped up wall on the base. Oh, excuse me. And it was really cool. It was really, really cool. And my brother had to go. He had to get off. So then one of the players was like, bro, come on, bro. Come on back. And Noah decided, he made his choices. He never came back. But that's just how it happened. So then people are like, what happens next? Because, you know, we've gotten everything down. We've made friends. We've made peace with the WHO. We also met the WHO's commanding officer, which is like this command guy that talks to us through the radio back at his HQ. And they were like, where's your HQ? And he was like, come on out to the aircraft carrier. And they were like, what? And so they get to go out to the aircraft carrier. Oh yeah, he's coming back. I'm excited now. So then he gets to come back to the aircraft carrier. So they go out there, and on the way there, they hear this transmission. It's the fucking Russians. So Russia, a new enemy, a new enemy, the USSR to be exact. They show up and they're like, "Yo, man, we want some of that America." You know what I'm saying? We communism, yeah. So they're like, "Whoa, shit!" So they get to the aircraft carrier. We get to have some Top Gun live action. It was really cool. There's actually a stream on Vixen's channel. If you guys want to go check that out, you guys can ask me. I can try to give you his YouTube stuff. So that's really cool. But so they get to do that. They get to do their whole Top Gun vibe, and then after they're done with their Top Gun vibe, I'm pretty sure they get the option to go to Russia. Like, they actually get to fly in a helicopter, really long flight, to Russia. So they get to Russia, and they're like, "Yo, man, what's going on?" And they're in this snowy tundra, and they're looking around, and they're doing everything. So they get there, and when they get there, they notice that they got these snipers up. They got this huge base going on. You hear their intercoms, and they're over here like just trying to fuck you up. They're just over here trying to fuck you up. Busted. So they're trying to fuck you up, and basically it was a whole mission in itself. And their objective from high command, from the WHO command, was to steal 5 pieces of intel without getting, you know, detected. Because if you get detected, then you get caught. And when you get caught, your friend actually had to come save you. And if you also got caught, you couldn't do any other RP games like Need for Speed or something like that. So it was pretty epic. And, well, epic for me, but for the players, it was hard. So they had their fun. They had a lot of fun. I know they did. At the end of the day, they'll sit back and laugh and do their whole thing. But it was very, very cool on how they did it. They did pretty well. The highest they got, I'm pretty sure, was like 3 to 4. I'm not 100% sure. I don't really 100% remember. But they did it. They had some fun. But a new character was introduced that was in another video game, so we actually did a crossover because a lot of people really liked this character, and a lot of people really, really enjoyed his character. And it was Malcolm. Malcolm is from Need for Speed Payback, I think so. If you want to, you can try to correct me in the comments. I'm not 100%. I'm pretty sure he was a Payback. Was the first time we saw him, and then he made his introducement a lot in the Crew. He made a lot of stuff in the Crew too. But then that happened. So Malcolm's all like, "Me, Soviets, Russia, blah blah blah," and we're like, "Oh shit, Malcolm, leave us alone." Bitch slap. No one did his boss fight in Russia though. Nobody did his boss fight in Russia, but we're about to make up for that in here a little minute. So Malcolm's there, and he's like, blah blah blah, and basically he wants to rule all of Bricksburg for himself, so then that he's able to make a better Russian location, because he thinks that he needs to spread out his forces, whatever you want to call it. So Malcolm's doing all this stuff, and then we are basically just figuring shit out at this point. Then we start getting seismic activity from our base, and we're like, what the fuck's going on? And so we're looking around the map with nothing. We find zip, but we like huge like place. It was epic, and they were like, whoa, what is this? And so they go to the airport, and a sinkhole has collapsed on one of the roads, and they're like, what's this? And Max is like, yo, I'll be down there with you, I got you. So they go down there, and it's the sewer systems, and they find Night Stalkers, they find like these huge alien hive looking things, and bro, guys, it was crazy. It was an adventure in itself. Basically, they went down there, they got really good loot down there. They got, what else did they get? Netherite stuff was down there. Yeah, I'm not waiting in that traffic. They got a lot of good stuff, a lot of really good stuff. But what made the trip so worthwhile is once you get to the end of it, like the whole end of the gauntlet, I guess you could say, there is a abandoned city down there. There's a whole abandoned city down there, and there's like a whole, it's epic. And they get down there and they notice there is a fucking portal, and they're like, yo, what? What? And I'm like, yo, man, y'all got to figure it out. Y'all got to figure it out. So they're trying to figure everything out. And guess who makes an appearance? The OG original, the Mind Flayer returns after all these years. The Mind Flayer. All you OGs out there that's played this RP, all the people that, you know who you are. You know who you are. The Mind Flayer was there. I'm going to go pursue that guy if he's there. The Mind Flayer was there, and they were like, yo, come on, man, stop playing. So the Mind Flayer is like, you know, what's up? Let's just have some fun, blah, 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 blah. So everybody, they go through the portal, obviously. They go through the portal. So they go through the portal, and they approach the Shadow Realm, and they see all the destruction, and they see all the corruption. The Mind Flayer's all like, yo, man, your world's about to be my bitch. Your world's about to die. I'm about to come in here and fuck you up. And players are like, no you're not, bitch, middle finger. And he's all like, aw, hurtful. So they leave the portal. They finally escape. That place was hell. They hated that shit. Nobody enjoyed going to the Shadow Realm. Hell, no one likes even going there because it's just death. That's literally the definition, death. But Max did have a son. So when they were going down there and everything, when they were going down there and doing all this, they were looking for Max's son during all of this. During all of this, they were looking for Max's son. So when they finally went in the portal, and remember, guys, I said it was death and everything, Max went with them. So Max went with them and was looking, and they couldn't find anything. But they get split up over an X-type, and they're like, oh, shit, man, this is bullshit. So then they're split up, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. So they're trying to figure out what's going on. They're trying to find Max's son through all of this, through everything I've said so far. And nothing. But the Mind Flayer starts to catch his on that the players are in his realm. And they're like, oh shit, man, we gotta get out of here. But Max is nowhere to be seen. So they're running, and the Mind Flayer is like fucking everything up. And they get out of the portal, and the portal closes. It just destroys itself. And this time, they're not underground like earlier. They're actually somewhere completely different. They're actually somewhere way on the far side in this, like, construction site. So they're in the construction site. They're doing their thing. So when they get there, they're over there doing their thing, whatever that may be. And they basically, they're like, what do we do now? And they were like, I was like, well, y'all could go back and check it out. Y'all could upgrade your base. Y'all could switch bases. And then someone got the bright idea, okay, let's switch bases. Let's switch bases. And that's what they did. So they picked all their stuff up, took all their gear, took all their items, and they picked it up. They did whatever they did. And so they went out. They left the huge white tall skyscraper skyrise, and they went all the way across the map, guys, across the map, and they found this police department, Bricksburg PD. And they were like, is this a good spot, Sharky? And I was like, yeah, this is a good spot. The walls would be pretty fortified, just in case if you get any hordes, or it'd be pretty up to basis, if you know what I'm saying. And they were like, okay, this is cool. So they go there, and they are there for the rest of the story, guys. Like, they don't move at all. So they get to the station, they set up shop, and they do really good at setting everything up. So then they're like, yo, this shit's getting rough. We can't fight the Mind Flayer on our own, because the portal deep underground below the city is still active, right, guys? So they're like, oh no, we can't shut the portal down ourselves. We need someone to help us do it. And then we get an update, and guess who's added back? Oh my god! It's Herobrine, the original OG, 2 OG characters being added back. So Herobrine comes back and he's like, what up, fools? And they're like, oh shit. So they go to his house, they negotiate, they have some Herobrine OG times. You know what I mean if you've been in the RP before. They have their laughs, they have their goes and whistles and whatever. But then Herobrine's like, yo, sign this book. And the players are like, why? And he's like, sign the book, damn it. And they're like, okay. And they do this puzzle throughout his entire mansion, just trying to solve this fucking book. So they actually complete it. Didn't take them long, but it was a little lengthy. A little bit too lengthy, in fact. So they do that. So then Herobrine's like, yo man, I'll help you take them down. So then this huge operation starts. The battle for Bricksburg. So the Mind Flayer is about to come into our world. And then boom! This huge tree on top of Calypso's explodes. And the Mind Flayer just comes up, bro, and is like, what's up, bitches? And it was crazy. It was this whole boss fight. And so basically, they have this, like, meeting, right? So Herobrine's there. Every other player in the RP group was there. It was kind of similar to the Empire Raid, if y'all remember doing the, like, the Empire Raid. Anybody remember that? If you have, leave a like on the video. Also, make sure to leave a comment. I was there during the Empire Raid / Take Down the Empire. So if you were there, you know what I mean. So everybody was there. Everybody was doing their thing. And it was cool. It was super, super cool. And so Herobrine's like, alright, listen. The Mind Flayer's gonna be watching everywhere. So I need everybody to go into the sewers. And they're like, the sewers? Ain't the sewers super deadly? And he's like, no, if you go into the sewers, the Mind Flayer can't see you. But I'll guide you through, and you'll be able to, like, you know, I'll be able to tell you where you need to go for the mission. So they're like, okay, fine, we'll do it. But Max was nowhere to be seen, sadly. He's still stuck inside of the Shadow Realm. So they're going, and they finally are able to get to, you know, their objective. They go into the sewers, they hide from some night crawlers, and the Mind Flayer's just fucking everything up above. So then we hear that the WHO gets involved, and they're like, all teams, we're sending in helicopters, jets, tanks, whatever. And we start hearing that the whole shit goes down. Basically, the whole shit goes down. And they start opening fire, and we start hearing the shells, the tank shells, the jets flying over, and all these, and war, basically. And the Mind Flayer is not taking no damage. He don't give a fuck. So the player finally gets over to the WHO building, and they're like, why'd you take us here, Herobrine? And Herobrine's like, yo, we need to access the antenna tower to get back into communication with the WHO. And they're like, what? We already can. And he was like, try getting in communication. And they get into communication, and it doesn't work. So they climb up the entire WHO tower, they hide from an X-type and all this stuff, so they get to the top. So they start doing their whole thing, and when they get up there, they're actually able to, like, to do something. And they're like, what's going on? And they talk to they put in the code on the tall tower, and they do their whole thing, and they're doing that, and they're doing that, and basically they get it done. So they take down the Mind Flayer, they do all this stuff, and it was awesome. It was epic. So they take down the Mind Flayer, but like I said, the Russians were there. They heard a Russian transmission. They come in and they send this missile, and the missile blows up, and it was kind of like the blue nuke in the middle of the Reaper War. No one knows who shot it, really. I mean, we do. If you were there, you know who you are. It was random. It was super random. So the Mind Flayer blows up, and he, like, disappears, and the world, it, like, calms down, and it's like, what the fuck just happened? I do not know what's going on. And that's basically what's up. So that happens. And people are like, yo, what in the world is going on? And then we get to decide to go back to Russia again. So then we go back to Russia to figure out if they're involved with any of this stuff. Oh, and they definitely were. They definitely were. So they were involved in it because they were actually making deals with Umbrella, with Sharky. So my actual character actually showed up, and it was really cool. So people really like that. So my character shows up, and he's like, yo man, co-founder of Umbrella, blah 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 blah, and it was basically pretty insane. So they get all that stuff down, and they go and they try to find him, but it takes them forever to find me. It was crazy. I'm pretty sure the first time they saw me was at the mansion, I'm pretty sure, I think. But I'm not 100% sure. But that's basically where they were. Trying to remember what happened. Shit, I had a brain fart. Shoot. I'm pretty sure they get a mission to go back down into Umbrella Corps. So they actually go to Umbrella Corps, and they actually are able to do something. Like, they actually are able to to do a lot of things. They actually see a lot of the experiments that happened in Umbrella. And Umbrella Corps looked very suspicious because then why do they have so much shit down there that contains the virus? Does that make sense, guys? Like, what? Why is that a thing? And Sharky told them, he was like, yo, man, it wasn't us. It wasn't us, man. It was the WHO. And they're like, what? And they were like, and I was like, or my character was like, yeah, it was the WHO. And they were all like, there's no way, man. There's no way. We've been working with the WHO this entire time. There's no way that it could have been the WHO. And give her enough, we're still WHO. So the aircraft carrier has been sunk by an what's going on? So this military force known as Vanguard shows up, and they got these high-tech tanks, they got these drones, they got like high-tech military soldiers with these like hologram weapons and shit. It's weird. But anyways, so Vanguard's here and they're like, yo man, Umbrella Corps about to suffer. And we're like, what? Why is Umbrella Corps about to suffer? And we hear their commander say something about they did us dirty, Umbrella lying, they be fucking us up. And so they're like, what do you mean they be fucking us up? And they're like, you know what? We'll show you. So Vanguard shows up. So Vanguard's on their way, actually. My mistake. They're on the way. So they're on the way, and they're like, oh shit, man, there's a new military force. And then they go down to more levels of the Umbrella facility, and guess who they find down there? They find Malcolm. So Malcolm's standing there, but he's actually posing as me. So he's all like, blah, 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 makes a deal. He makes this deal with us, and he's like, yo, can you, like, do something for me? And he's like, what? Give me this this blue compass. And they're like, what does this blue compass even do? And he's like, I'll show you. Now remember, he's still posing as me. So the player gives me, quotation marks, the compass. So he gives me the compass, and he's like, yo, it's me, Malcolm, bro. And his hologram suit fails. So now he's actually appears as Malcolm. The player's like, yo, man, we gonna kill your bitch ass. And Malcolm's like, whoa, y'all can't kill me yet. You know why? And he's like, why? Why should we keep you alive for stealing our blue fucking, our shit? And he's like, yo, you know that there's an ongoing army. And he's like, that's true. The player's like, that's true. And so then that basically they're over here and they're like, yo, what the fuck? And so basically they have a lot of shit to bring forth. They have a lot of shit that they have to handle to get themselves going. And it's pretty fucking insane on how far that they go with everything that's been going down. So basically it's pretty crazy. It goes pretty. They keep him alive. They actually decide to keep him alive. So they keep him alive for as long as possible. They're like, yo, Malcolm, leave. So Malcolm leaves. He's like, yo, man, I'll peace out, bro. I see you later. So he leaves, and he's over here like, I'm gonna call my men to help you guys out in force and all these things, and they do that. So all these forces are like, yo, about to fuck you up. And so they move in, and the Russians start fighting Vanguard. So we can no longer go to Russia at this point. So Russia's fighting Vanguard. Vanguard is fighting Russia. The players are still fighting zombies. The guy's gone now. That's nice. But that's basically what it is. And so they're doing their thing, and you know, yeah. So that happens. Shit, another brain fart. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. I hate it when that happens. Damn it, man, I forgot! Well, I didn't forget, but I had a brain fart! Damn it! Damn it, bro! Brain fart, bro. I could pursue that guy over there, bro. I'm not going to. But basically, I think that Malcolm leaves, they're fighting, and they continue fighting. So then now we just like continue fighting more zombies. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, I remember now. So basically, they're fighting zombies. They're fighting zombies, more Night X types. We actually get some new players along the way. New people start joining up. We get some new people. Crew 2 is still going great. Crew 2 gets a big update, I'm pretty sure, sometime in the future, where all the Need for Speed games combine into one game, and the Crew 2 and basically the Crew 2 becomes all the Need for Speed games, so it becomes Rivals, Payback, and Heat, but that's not the purpose of this video. So basically, a player, I can't list names, somebody decides, yo man, I'm gonna build a rocket. And we're all like, what? What? You're gonna build a rocket? What? And believe it or not, guys, this motherfucker built a rocket. This motherfucker builds a rocket. And another thing, I think I forgot something. Something about Max. I'm pretty sure Max, we actually go back to save Max, I'm pretty sure, before what I just said about us building a rocket. We actually go back, I'm pretty sure, and we actually are able to save Max. We actually get to save him. And when we save him, he is upset. And we're like, why are you upset? And his son's been dead for over 30 years. So that was super depressing. I knew I was forgetting something. I knew I was forgetting something or somewhere within the timeline. So that's that. So Max is super depressed, but Max's body has become like destroyed, and like he looks kind of like not old, but like he looks like a dead body. Actually, he looks like a walking dead corpse. But he's still alive. Basically, the shadow world was like eating him alive as the longer he was in there, and that was, you know, obviously not good. So that's that. But basically, they're like, let's build a rocket. So they're like, okay. They have to trade with Max and a player as well during the same time while they're talking to Max to get the blueprints for the rocket, because you got to get at least 4 blueprints. A new character is introduced, and it's basically this like robot that showed up from space, and he like crash lands, and they're like, yo man, what's up bro, how you doing bro? And they basically find this robot that has like AI souped up intelligence, and he's like part Reaper, and they're like, yo, what's this? And they go to check it out, and it's like asking for a name, and it asks for all these things, and it's like, yo, he's like a completely new, like he's kind of like a child at first, so you have to teach him some things, but as he progresses, the character evolves to how you treat him. Does that make sense? And they named him Alex. And so Alex shows up, and he's fucking awesome. Everybody was loving Alex. Everybody loved Alex. So Alex is there, and Max was there. Max was able to trade actual like everything, but I'm pretty sure that Alex was only able to like trade, I'm pretty sure, like weapons and food. Weapons and food only. So while Max gets to do all the trading, like everything, he could trade almost about anything, Max was only able to trade those 2 items. Alex, my mistake. Alex was able to trade everything. So that's that. So they finally get these freaking parts, and I can't believe they actually did this. I'm not even gonna lie. If y'all are still watching this, that's crazy. I had no idea they would even go that far into, you know, doing that. But they actually did it. They ain't playing, bro. They serious. They serious. So they do that. And so they're doing their whole thing. They build this rocket, and the Russians, they make a deal with Russia. They're like, yo, we know you're losing, okay? You can't keep fighting Vanguard forever. And Russia's like, okay, listen here, our commander's sick, okay? And they're like, he's sick? And they're like, yeah, he's sick. And so then the player's like, yo, we could try to find a cure. Because maybe if we start being friends with the Russians, maybe the Russians won't be such douchebags to us. So they actually try for a little while, but Find nothing in the progress. Absolutely nothing. But then one player, again, gets a epic idea saying, what if Weyland-Yutani has it? Because they backed out of the Reaper War long ago. What if they've been sitting up there on LV-426 this entire time and had the cure to this entire thing? And that's where they went. They hopped in the rocket. Malcolm gave them the clear launch, even though he was sick. Gave them the clear launch. They launched the rocket. They went up, and boom, there we are. So they get up there, and they loved the rocket trip. There was so many oohs and ahs. It was like an epic event. Max watched them launch from the sky. It was awesome. Everybody loved it. They were actually in space too. They enjoyed that shit. They really enjoyed that. It's too bad we can't do it again, because when they get back and they finally have the cure, their ship gets seized and is now under control of Vanguard. Vanguard shows up and they have the whole shit there. Alex is like, yo guys, I'll try to shoot some of these little drones down. Totally fails. He gets captured in the progress. Max is MIA, missing in action, and the player is trying to figure out how can we beat Vanguard, how can we defeat Vanguard, and where are they, friend or foe? Because they haven't, I'm not gonna say they've like attacked us yet. I mean, they have, but I mean, like, we don't really know what their intentions are, except other than Umbrella Corps. Because if anybody remembers what I was talking about earlier, that they were like, yo, we here for Umbrella, bro. We here because they did us wrong. But that's all we know. That's where we are. So everybody's still trucking, everybody's still doing it, but who knows, man? Who knows? Things are getting hairy. I know that some things are about to unravel, and I know some things aren't, but it's getting pretty epic out there. But you read the title of the video. If you made it this far, pat yourself on the back. I know I talk a lot. I hate it, but happens to everyone, I guess, whenever you're trying to explain something. But I was expecting more pursuits out of this. I got like 1 or 2 pursuits, and I was in mid-chase over there, and like, he just disappeared. That's not even fair. Ugh. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Optional to hit the bell, you know, it's just a little effort. Just a little effort puts in the work. Take what's ours. Anyways, totally did face off. Anyways, but just be safe. Just do what you do best, you know. Like, that's all that really matters. Yo, man, you almost killed me, bro. You almost killed me. Anyways, I had the right of way there. Anyways, yeah. I'm very, very proud of the RP that I've created. I'm very, very proud. I've had my ups and downs. I don't regret it, though. I regret nothing. I'm dead serious. I don't regret any of the fights. I don't regret any of the falls. I'm very, very proud of my RP members today. I'm very, very proud of the RP members before. And before, like all of them, everybody did their part. They did what they were supposed to do. And I'm upset that you're not here, which is upsetting. You could have maybe stayed longer, but it was your choice. I did not force you to do and say the words that you said, and you did the actions that you did. But you guys are probably doing something that's way better than what I'm doing. But if you have clicked on this video, and if you had made it to this far, thanks for the support. Thank you for being here. Y'all are the best. All right, folks. My room's almost done. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in a couple of videos. I got the walls up all around it, and the freaking lumber prices in North Carolina, guys. God dang. Listen, when you live in a trailer park and there's absolutely no money to be found except birthday money, Christmas money, and stuff like that, it's pretty rough around here. You know what I'm saying? And I got my license. I am so proud of that. So maybe I can, you know, start visiting some of you guys once I'm able to actually get out of the house more, because man, guys, it's been a struggle, man. Gas money's been a struggle, and if you've been struggling, press that like button, because everybody knows, you know what I mean. It has been rough. Oh man, it's been crazy, bro. This next election's gonna be crazy, man. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, I gotta get going. I gotta do some more updates on Minecraft, of course. I gotta get that stuff down, but I'm playing the Crew 2 right now. I'm enjoying my free time right now, because I'm probably gonna turn on the RP sometime around, oh wow, it's 11:37 right now. It is 11:37. I probably should be doing something that's actually meaningful with myself. But, again, thank you for all the support. You guys are awesome. Alright, I guess I'll see all y'all later. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Donuts, yeah. Word, whatever you want to say it. Alright, well, I'll see y'all later. Catch you on the next one. Peace out!